Hi, Tom at the Guile Group. Hey, just want to jump on here and share some of the latest housing information in the Portland area. As May is typically a strong selling month as we transition from spring to the summer housing markets. But this year, the dynamics seem to be changing a little bit as inventory is up across many of the areas in Portland. So, in today's Tom's Take, we're going to take a look at these shifting dynamics and talk about some tips for both buyers and sellers in navigating this new market. So here's just an overall snapshot of what's going on. And in the top part of this chart here, we're seeing what I'm going to call pretty typical seasonality. Most of the indicators and measures are up in May compared to April, which is typical for this time of year. If we start looking at May of 2024 compared to May of 2023, we're up in a lot of areas too. There's two things that stand out at me taking a look at this. One, pending sales is down a little bit, and that's kind of telling us where we're headed. And the other thing is the inventory continues to climb. So we're going to dig into these things a little bit. We're going to take a look at inventory and sales. So this graph does a good job of illustrating just listings versus sales. And anytime there's a gap between this green line and this white line, we're building inventory. And you can see we've been building inventory for a couple of years now. And we'll dig into inventory a little bit more on the next slide. But now listings are up. We had 3,508 listings in May. And that compares to sales of 2,140. So we've got a gap here of about 1,400 homes. So we're definitely putting on some more inventory. And as this graph shows, not every area across the metro area is the same. As a matter of fact, every market is a little bit different. You can take a look here. Gresham, for example, still has some pretty low inventory, right about 2 months worth of inventory. And some of the highest inventory is in Southwest Portland Metro. This is Multnomah County, south of the water. So that area is actually showing about 5.5 months worth of inventory. So it's really started to encroach on a balanced or buyer's market. And the other thing I want to point out, though, is that price does not seem to have an impact on inventory. And again, for example, if we look at what in that last slide, Gresham had the lowest inventory around. It does not have the lowest price. Prices are high in the Southwest Portland area, but still definitely not the highest in the metro area. And I think this is a good graph too for people that are looking to buy, especially if you're not familiar with the area. Know that if you want to be in about a $500,000 price range or below, you're really going to need to be looking at areas like North Portland, Northeast Portland, these areas over here on the left side of the graph. If your budget is a little bit more, you can be looking at areas that are on this side over here. Obviously, West Linn, Lake Oswego has the highest prices across the metro area. There's also some pretty decent affordability in Beaverton on the west side, Hillsborough on the west side if you get out into Yamhill County. So overall, prices have been pretty stable and slightly increasing over the last couple of years. You can see we're up about 1.6% from April. We're also up about 1.6% from last year. So we're still not seeing any type of change in price or any drop in price. So here's my take on just on the current market and what's going on. I think area has a big impact on inventory, and there's a number of factors that go into that. There may be some factors such as higher taxes in the Southwest Portland metro area in Multnomah County that are making that area a little bit less desirable to some people than it is for others. And there are other areas that are doing well, either with some more affordable housing like we're seeing out in Gresham, or maybe something access to jobs, things like that in Hillsborough and Beaverton. So a number of factors that are leading into both prices and inventory. But price is not a direct correlation to the amount of inventory we have. If you're looking to sell, it's going to be important to understand what's going on in your market. Especially if you're in a market that has a little bit higher inventory than others. You need to set those expectations right. You need to know that also it may take a little bit longer to sell your house than maybe in other parts of town. But also I think it's important to work with an agent that's going to aggressively market your home. And I don't mean aggressively marketing by lowering the price. I mean aggressively marketing by really getting the word out and giving your home a lot of exposure. If you're looking to buy, you may want to evaluate some different parts of town, because different parts of town are going to have either changes in prices, different price points, or they're going to have different levels of inventory, which is going to, some areas may be more of a buyer's market than others. So do your homework on that, understand what's going on in the areas that you're interested in, and maybe you want to shift a little bit because maybe you can get a little bit better deals in one area versus another. So if you have questions about the buying or selling process or your home, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out to us here. So you can send us an email at askgilegroup@gilegroup.com, or reach out to us on social media, or pick up the phone and give me a call. We'd love to hear from you.